What's up? What's up? Come on in. I saved a seat for you. All right, guys, now let's get right into it because if you have your tower garden, you're probably wondering how do I get started after putting it together, and most likely I already sent you the video to show you how to get started on putting it together, right? Whether you have the cage, you don't have the cage, you're gonna have the videos. Everything that you need comes with it. Seeds, the rock wool, the trays, everything that you need, the minerals, the pH balancer kit. So I'm going to show you what I do to prepare my seeds inside of the rock wool. So here's the rock wool. So you probably got yours in a tray with the lid, right? So here's my rock wool. First thing you're going to do before you ever put the seeds in here is you're going to submerge this into water. You can use this if you want to and pour it and make sure that the water covers this for 30 minutes, right? Then you're going to take it out. It's going to be soaked with water. You're going to take it out, pour that water out, and you're going to be prepared to put your seeds in. Now, there are some things that I do to get myself ready prior to. I have like these little cards right here, okay? So, and it's actually just like a piece of cardstock that I have cut into pieces, and I will label them. So, for example, if I'm planting kale, I'm going to write kale on here, right? And I use toothpicks. These are toothpicks that I've used many, many times. And I will tape this on to the stick right here, and I'll use that. So before we get to that part, some people say, well, I don't know what I should be planting or how I should be planting. Now, what I did the first time I got my towers, I planted at least 2 of everything. So, like for example, you got your salad mix, you've got your spicy, and you've got your mild. Then you may have gotten the Bib lettuce and the kale. So just so I don't make this video too long, what I did was I read the back of the pack, and it tells me exactly how many seeds to use, right? So this one says, and this is the salad mix, the baby green salad mix, it says 15 to 20 seeds. I don't always put 15 to 20 seeds. I do back it down and go somewhere in between 15 to 20 seeds. So I may do like 15 instead of doing 20, right? So once you've had your rock wool soaked for 30 minutes and you actually have it back in the tray, I take just some bottled water and I fill the tray so that the water actually comes right about here on the rock wool, okay? Don't have the water all the way up here because you're gonna oversaturate, because this rock wool is meant to do 2 things: absorb the water and make sure that oxygen flow can still go through, right? So water to right about here, back into your tray, sits in your tray, and that's when you're gonna start to put your seeds in. So I'm just gonna show you where I've taken one apart. And once you've taken and you've put your seeds inside, right, you're gonna then take your vermiculite. You probably have some like this. Yours is probably smaller. This is one from my very first time planting when I started planting 2 years ago, right? So you're gonna take and you're gonna actually sprinkle some of the vermiculite over the seed once it's inside of the rock wool pod. So once you have your seeds inside of here, you're going to sprinkle. See how that is? Like that right there. And you're actually going to do this for all of them. So once you've planted all of your seeds in here that you're going to use, if you know that you're not going to plant them all, break them off if you're not going to use all of the rock wool. If you're saying, you know, I just want to get started and I just want to use some lettuce, you don't have to fill all these up with lettuce. You may want to use like 8 of these, right? So what I do once I've done that, I make sure it's labeled. And as I'm putting my seeds in, I'm actually sticking this on here like this with the label. So if I know that this row right here is going to be nothing but kale, I'm going to take my label. Let me pull this up again. I'm going to take my label and I'm going to stick it in there, right? Okay, so basically you're doing that for every row. So if you're going to have 3 rows of kale, 3 rows of basil, or if you're going to do 2, 2, and 2, however you do it, make sure you label. The first time I did this, I did not label anything. I just started putting it inside of my tower after the seedlings germinate. So make sure that once you have all your seeds planted, they're labeled. You're going to stick them close by the light. because the light is going to actually help the seeds begin to germinate, right? That the grow light's going to help them start to grow, because right now there's not a lot of sunshine. It's winter, it's gloomy, it's raining here. So I just take and I usually put, like, I'll pull a chair over and I'll sit the tray in it and I'll keep it close to the light so that it can begin to grow and germinate. Once your seedlings have sprouted up, and I'm turning it this way, and your seedlings are about this high, then you're going to break it apart, and it breaks apart easily. See how it breaks apart? Like this. You can break the cubes off, and you should already have these in your tower. So you probably can't see, you probably can't see it. Like right here, I already had these placed inside of my tower. Now the very top 2 rows do not have net pots. The bottom parts, the bottom 4 sections have the net pot. Once you take those apart, you're going to make sure that you pop them inside the tray. So it's going to sit like this. And then this lip part should already be in, that's hanging over. And that's how it's going to continue to grow. And you're going to have your water already fixed up. I'm actually just showing you how to get the process started. But the follow the directions that you have when you get your tower garden. It's like a tower garden booklet. You're going to follow those directions to get your tank full with your water. This is a 13-gallon tank. So you're going to put about 13 gallons of water in. I usually do 10. I use my my stick here, and I look here and it says 1 of 1 right here. And you're going to see a red line. When it hits that line, that's when I stop filling up with water. And because this is a 13-gallon tank, I just make it easy for myself. I put 10 gallons of water in, and then I do 20 little milliliters of the mineral blends, right? The mineral blends, and that's mineral A, mineral B. For each gallon, you're going to put 20 milliliters of the actual mineral blends of A and B into your water. And then I turn it on, I let it circulate, I let it flow. And then you test the pH with your pH kit. You want to put between about a 6.5, 6.0, 6.5, not higher than a 7.0, right? Because you want your veggies to grow in the proper alkalinity. So that's why I'm telling you that. If your pH is too high, you got to bring it down. If it's too low, you got to bring it up. That's when you use your pH balancer, to raise it or lower it, okay? So I'm not getting into all that because that is something that you can read. But I know that some people this part gets tricky because sometimes you put too much water in it or you're not sure how to go about labeling it. I'm not going out to buy the special little planner things that you can use. But if you're an avid gardener, you already have those, use them. If you don't, toothpicks, cardstock, label it, tape it on there, stick it in. I hope this has helped you get started a little bit. If not, reach out to me because I am your gardenista who helped you to get your garden, and I'm happy to support you along the way to get your journey up and going. But guess what? I don't have a green thumb. You don't have to have one either. It just takes the mindset of saying, you know what? I am going to grow with it and I'm going to go with the flow, and it's going to happen. So I hope this helps you. If not, reach back out to me. You have my information already because I'm your gardenista. I'm the person that you actually purchased your tower garden from. And yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't purchased a tower garden, but you're interested, then you can also reach out to me because I'll drop my information in the comments below. I'm going to get off here because my girl's about to water herself and she can kind of overshadow me. And I want you to pay attention to me, but there she is doing her thing.